Alright, part 2 of our Vacation Odyssey. Now, I must admit, I did mess up a little. You'll see that I don't have the same amount of lives that I finished off with in part 1. In fact, I've got less lives. However, it's because I completed this map before and I tried to record it, but the way I beat it was not optimal. So I beat this using Ninja Alchemist only, which is entirely possible. All you have to do is put down your ninja right at that top little insertion area, and then your alchemist a little further along, like around there, and then you can just upgrade him to a 5th tier and he's insane and does everything right, and it's perfect, right? However, it meant that we were screwed for Spillway. So, now, done a little practice, done a little testing, and I think I figured out how we can do this. So, let's get into this. Our first map, we've got a Druid Start. Right? Or our first map, our third map. We've got a Druid Start, which should do fairly well here. Right? And it's so weird to think about this, because I'm going to be using 3 towers on this map, which is roughly how many you're meant to use, right? But the weirdest part is, I should have probably gotten that before the round started, but we'll see if we lose anything, and if we do, then we'll restart. But the thing is, that's the weirdest part about this, is that I'm going to be using 3 towers to beat this, when I've already done it with only 2, and for some reason, this tower strategy with 3 is actually better. It's actually better in the long run than the 2 tower one was, which is pretty insane. Please pop the blues, or at least most of them. Okay, that's better. That's much better. Perfect. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So, for this first map, we're going to try and beat it with only the Sniper, the Druid, and the Glue Gunner. Now, you might be thinking, hey, isn't there a sort of obvious sort of downfall to this plan? And you'd be correct in assuming that. With the Sniper, the Druid, and the Glue Gunner all on one team, there is a bit of an obvious failure in the plan, especially considering that I'm going bottom path Sniper in order to wreak the most havoc, right? And that big hole in the plan is called Camo Leads. However, if you know anything about this game, well, this will be a tip for everyone that doesn't know, which is probably quite a few people, because I only found out today. Between rounds 1 and round 80, there is only round 59 that has Camo Leads. How did we miss that? I'm sorry. What? I think we can do better. But yes, between rounds 1 and round 80, in a standard default game that only goes to round 80, obviously, there are only camo balloons on round 59. And that's it. That's it. There's no other camo balloons until there's no other camo lead balloons, I should say. No other camo lead balloons until round 90. Until round 90. 59 is your first taste of camo leads, and then round 90. That's insane, but it's also insanely helpful for us, because it means we only need to defend against camo leads for 1 round. And if you don't know how easy that is with a Sniper, you will soon find out. Okay, Druid of the Jungle is going to make a lot of this a lot smoother. Hell of a lot smoother. Right. So now is when we can start unloading our Sniper. Just over here, I would say. Yes. And now we're going to start working on the bottom path for extra speed and get ourselves some camo detection for round 24. Okay, this is going well. I've pre-tested a lot of the starts. And by starts, I mean like the first few rounds or so. This is a little... Actually, you know what? That's fine. I'll just turn it down on my speakers. But yeah, I've pre-tested some of the starts, and it looks good. I haven't pre-tested this start. This I'm just making up on the fly, but it's going well. But yeah, so far, we've got camo detection. if I get hard thorns, we've got lead detection. Or lead popping power, I should say. And then we've got the glue as our pure damage buff. Or our pure damage output, I suppose you should say. So that's going to be our main damage dealer. If we even need it, we might even be able to save the glue. No. Oh, it feels possible, but I don't know if we should, to be honest. But we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, I've sort of given a few test runs on both Moon Landing and on Spillway. And I found the best start on Moon Landing is, weirdly enough, the Alchemist, which is perfect because I found that the best start on Spillway is the Ninja. And so my one-dimensional way of thinking of just having the Ninja Alchemist combo paired up so that it can just absolutely break a map all by itself was actually quite detrimental, because by splitting the Ninja and the Alchemist up, it provides a really solid foundation for me to build upon on the next two maps, rather than just completely wipe the board with one map. Alright, and we're looking good so far. I think we are fairly set up to take down the first Moab. I'm looking at the fully auto rifle here as our final upgrade. Oh, and very big disclaimer. I am the only one that's currently in my house at the moment. Now, don't get me wrong, people are going to come home soon, but if you hear a whining puppy in the background, it's probably because he's felt quite lonely and he's come to me for some attention. I will have to provide that attention. I'm not saying I'm going to stop the video, but I am going to have to make a fuss of him, and you might just hear a lot of whining in the background. So, big disclosure, big disclaimer. Actually, we could go for a Jungle's Bounty and make some cash on the side. That wouldn't be half bad. What is it, like 240 every... Oh, but is it worth it? Maybe after we get Elite Defender we'll buy that. Okay, first Moab. How are we looking? Solid first Moab. I like it. You know what, screw it. We'll get it now. We'll get it now. You can't go through life without taking a few risks, and this is one of mine. Okay. So far so good. We don't even need to remove any obstacles. Because, I mean, the Druid and the Sniper have got pretty dope positions all on their own, and they've got pretty much long-range map potential. Right? So it's like, why bother moving them? Or rather, why bother removing any of the obstacles? I really can't think at the moment, I must admit. Figuring out this strategy to get these remaining towers to work out well has taken a lot of my time. Because in the morning I straight up just woke up and then I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll record. And then I went to do it, did the Ninja Alch thing, and then looked at the next map and I was like, huh, fuck. So it didn't work out too well, but over the course of the rest of the day, the rest of my morning, the rest of the afternoon, it's been looking a lot better. Been testing things out, I've been looking things up, and frankly, I think we're all good. I think we're all good. Okay, there is our Elite Defender, which should carry us to round 59. And that'll be all good. And I think until we reach round 59, we probably shouldn't upgrade anything else, or change anything, or buy anything, or spend any money. Because round 59 is going to be solved by a Sniper. Either that, or we get the Glue Gunner up and then replace that. But I don't really think that's an... Oh, actually, that might even be cheaper. Okay, go on. Wait, is the glue our last tower? The glue is our last tower for this map. Oh, but if we can get away with keeping it. Yeah, nah, never mind. We'll just keep it. We will keep the glue for another map if we need it as a sort of backup last resort. Because for now, Elite Defender and Brambles seem to be doing this pretty damn well. Sorry, it's not Brambles, is it? Heart of the Jungle? Is that what it's called? Heart of Jungle? I genuinely don't know, is it? Druid of the Jungle. I know it's something of the jungle. Alright. But yeah, we're looking solid, we're looking solid. We're always using our ability to get a little cash boost here and there. How much have we made with it? Not nearly as much as it cost, but that's fine. We'll get there in the end. But yeah, the reason we're not gonna... Actually, yeah, we'll turn auto start off. The reason we're not buying any new upgrades is because we need to have enough to put down our Elite Defender again after round 59. So we're gonna need a hell of a lot of cash. So, sell. Purchase. Bang, 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 bang. That should be fine. It's a little bit more pressure on the Druid, I will admit. But we should be able to handle that. Can we? Oof. Okay. Okay. Different set of upgrades. I'm trying to do this spending the least amount as I can. Maybe we just go... do that? Does that cut it? Does that cut the cake a little bit better? It does, but there is no camo detection there because I'm a dumbass. Whoops! Good times, good times. Right, let's try this again. Go on then. That should do it. Because that's strong and bouncing. We keep you on first. You need to choke out as many cerams as you can. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, we're good. Thank God. Right, this is how we're popping our camo leads. And then, once that's done, hopefully it finishes soon. Come on. The end of this round, it looks like. Perfect. Okay, that's done. Sell you. Buy you back. Hey, now we're good to go. Turn auto start back on. Get some lightning going on. Why not? Because we don't need to pop a single camo lead from now on. We should, in theory, not have to touch camo leads ever again for the rest of this game. And if we can beat it without needing to place our glue gunner, even better. Okay, but we're on track. We're legitimately on track here. And from the numbers we ran from part 1, what was it? We got a... we got one of those necromancers, and then we also got a permacharge, I believe. Necromancer. What's the last upgrade called on the necromancer? The pod, Prince of Darkness. So we got the Prince of Darkness, which was around 25,000, and then we got the permacharge, which was like 37, 38,000. So getting a cheap 5th tier like this guy, admittedly with all the selling and rebuying it'll add up a bit more, I think we can get Spirit of the Forest before round 80. But it will be a struggle to get there in the first place. Fortifieds do seem to be a bit of an issue, but that's okay. We are alive, and that's all that matters. But damn, if we can do this with only these 2 towers, mwah, we are set up. Actually set up. If we have to throw in the glue gunner, we're still pretty damn set up. I won't lie. We're still looking good either way. Because if this guy gets the Spirit of the Forest, then this map's done. You know? We've made it. We've cleared the gap. We've 1000% got this on lock because Spirit of the Forest can also hit camo balloons. Or at least the vines on the floor can. Oh, and we can generate lives with this. Does that mean... No, that doesn't mean what I think it means, does it? No. Because we haven't lost any lives here. so it won't actually make us any lives, I don't think. I think you can generate lives so long as it doesn't exceed the amount that you started the map with. So for example, I started this map with 32, so I don't think I'll be able to gain any more lives. It either works like that, or I can get them back up to 50, which was the start of our total lives, but I doubt that's the case. I think it works on a per map basis rather than a per Odyssey basis. Which sucks, but at the same time, what are you gonna do? But hey, this upgrade's almost paid for itself. And we only need, what, another 7,000? 8,000? Another 8,000. Ooh, but goddamn, look at the pressure these two are keeping on regular balloons. That's insane. Just locking them at the start. Admittedly, Moabs do make it a fair distance through. That's only because they're not getting all those shrapnel shots to the face once they get passed around the bend. Okay, don't send any more big guys. Okay, that's fine. If you send them like that, that's okay. Just so there's a bit of a space between them. That's fine. Okay. I think we've got this. This is great. Now, I must admit, I usually do, for the Odysseys, I prefer not to edit the first part, just because the first two maps are pretty short and sweet anyway. And I like to show people what sort of strategy I'm going with. But for extreme Odysseys, and then for like non-extreme Odysseys, I edit the second video just to cut out all the upgrade buying, just because by that time everybody knows what strategy I'm using and I'm just going to rinse and repeat it on different maps. But considering this is an extreme Odyssey and we are trying our hardest to not let anyone through or do anything or try and preserve as much as we can. Do we get lives? We don't get lives. Okay, I thought so. Oh wait, no, it's at the end of the round, isn't it? So we'll see. Do we get lives at the end of the round? No, we don't. Okay. But yeah, since this is a bit more of a complicated situation, I'm just gonna leave most of this unedited. I apologize if that annoys some people, but it's best to show the full process rather than me just skipping between upgrades and you guys wondering what the fuck I'm doing. But damn, we didn't even need the glue gunner for this. I like it. I like it. Shows that the sniper is still a solid tower, despite not being able to pop leads. You just need one lead popper, one sniper, and then you just need to sell him by a, what did we end up buying? A 230 for around 59? And then quickly buy back this bad boy. Because there are no more camo leads. Goodbye camo leads. And even if there were, they'd be destroyed by this guy by now. Damn, not bad, not bad. At the end of each round, how much cash do we get from you? I didn't actually look. We don't get any lives because it's on a per map basis by the looks of it. So the new maximum cap of lives is now 32, how much we started with. I think if we lost some this game, we could regain them back, but not now. And we get 1,000 at the end of each round. That's pretty good. Alright. Well, that's this map done, dusted, and with a good strategy. Whereas before I'd used Ninja and Alk, and don't get me wrong, that's a good strategy and all, but those two towers are amazing to start off the next two maps with, so it's better to do it this way. GG. Next map. Whew. Alright, onto the moon. Let's see how we go. Now, for the moon. This is a bit more complicated, but at the same time a little bit more simple. No selling and rebuying needed, provided I do everything relatively correctly. Okay, Alchemist start, because the Alchemist does not care about barriers. Right, so the Alchemist sees this stupid barrier and just goes, yeah, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna throw over it. Ninja, blocked by barriers. You wouldn't think so, but he is. Alchemist, though, very nonchalant about barriers. So we're gonna put him there, and we're gonna hit start. Alchemist is actually very dope at blowing shit up. You put him on strong though, at least in the early rounds, just because the alchemist does have a habit of aiming for the balloons in first, even though they're already covered in the acid. So the way the alchemist works is he throws his little splash damage shotgun, and it does leave some acid on the balloon itself, sort of like a residual glue effect. And the only problem with that is that he might throw it on a blue balloon, then the red balloon will get acid on it, but then he's still targeting first, so even though that balloon would die on its own, he still aims for it to finish off the job, which can lead to some pretty bad situations where some balloons will just straight up go through just because he's trying to target the same balloon 500 times. Anyway, we should be fine from now. I bought the faster throwing because that seemed like a good way to go next. So this means on our final map, if everything goes well here, which as far as I'm aware it should, on our final map we will have the ninja, the plane, the boat, the sub, the glue, and maybe even the ice. But we'll see. I want the mortar, and I want to use the heli. I don't think I want the mortar stealing the alch buff though. So I'm going to put the mortar here. Have it aim in the middle, of course. Good, okay. And now, worst case scenario, I just put the mortar down for some extra damage right now, but if push comes to shove, I can sell the mortar to buy the heli. Because the heli's much better popping power than the mortar is at a base value. I just put this guy down so the alchemist didn't get overwhelmed, which he is starting to a little bit. So I think it was a good call. We'll see if we can buy the heli outright, but selling is definitely on the menu. Okay, managed to just grab that guy. I don't know how long the acid lasts. Okay, not long enough. Suppose I can micro a little. I'm not a fan of microing, but I have the potential to do it. Alright, let's keep it going. Yellow balloons seem to be the biggest pain at the moment. Hold on. My apologies for the interruption. I heard little doggo whining, and I thought at first it was bad, but it turns out it was happy whines because his mum and dad just came home, so he's very pleased. Come on. Oh no. See, I'm terrible at mortar micro. Let's see if we can afford the heli if we sell our mortar. I think we might. Hey, we can. I'm gonna put this guy next to our alchemist because since he's such a low level alchemist, we can still tell him which way to go. So I think we're gonna make him buff our heli a bit. If we just put the heli here. So easy. So easy. Although this does mean our lead popping power now falls onto our alchemist, but we don't need to worry about leads just yet. First we're gonna get quad darts, so we don't have to worry about balloons very much. Now we're gonna go for some camo detection, because round 24, funnily enough, comes a lot sooner than round 28. Which is gonna be when we need our lead popping power. That should be fine, compared to... There we go. Perfect. Just in time. That's what I like to see. And now, I don't want to have to worry about this stupid helicopter ever. So I'm going to do the only sane thing and buy Pursuit. Oh, that's much better. So much better. Alright, lead popping power. We'll give it to the heli in the form of acidic mixture dip. And then beyond that, who knows what we'll do. Let's get acid pull. Why not? Mix it up. Mix things up. Alright. Now we're going to go for something like Razor Rotors, I think would be good. Hell, maybe we don't even need the mortar. We'll see how it goes, alright? So I'm gonna say this now. right? If we manage to get through the rest of these rounds with only the Alchemist and the Heli on round 79, no, not round 79, if we manage to beat round 78 like this, I'm going to restart the whole thing, never buy the mortar, and then see if we can do it with just the Heli and the Alch, and then I'll get back to you guys. Because admittedly, the only thing we bought the mortar for is for a little bit of protection before the Alchemist got overwhelmed. So maybe, just maybe, we might be able to buy the Alchemist a few more upgrades and then save the mortar for the last map, which would be extremely beneficial. Any extra options we can have for the last map is very much a positive thing. But yeah, we'll see how we go, because at the moment, we're looking pretty damn solid with just this. So, I'm thinking, hey, why wouldn't we ever be able to do it without the mortar, you know? Anyway, it's just a thought, it's just an idea. I have also gotten myself some food, because goddamn, Odysseys make me hungry. So I've got myself a very nice peanut butter sandwich. It's nothing spectacular, but it's delicious. How do we deal with the Moab? Not bad, okay. Not bad at all. So I'm thinking we're at least getting to round 51 with this. Minimum. And we might even be able to get an Apache Dart ship before then. We might even be able to get an Apache Prime before round 80. Now that would be pretty damn good. But first we have to see how well we go with just these two on their own for now. Can't be thinking big when we're still pretty small. I mean, I suppose it could be, but meh. Okay. We're around 10,000 away from our Apache Dart ship. I think we make it there before round 50, actually. I think these rounds are quite healthy with the economy. Okay, so far so good. Maybe not. I know enough about this game to take advantage of certain situations, but other times I'm just guessing in the dark, and this is one of the times I'm guessing in the dark, is thinking that we might be able to afford Dart ship before round 50. Or maybe even on round 50, like during, you know? That's possible. Oh. Look at that, before round 50. I knew it. Sometimes I know things, other times I take a guess and it works out well. So, if we believe the Apache Dart ship and an Alch buff can slaughter the rounds between now and 80, see, that's why I'm considering that's why I'm considering repeating it without the mortar. Don't worry, you won't have to watch that. It'll literally just be the same thing, except a few more upgrades will go to the Alchemist at first, so that he can hold off until we afford the plane, the heli. But it would be such a bonus if we could bring the mortar to the last map as well. That'd be so good. This is just a sort of proof of concept, you know? A bit of a vision into the future. If we were able to get the heli earlier and skip over buying the mortar. Actually, I probably won't reset, just because I feel like we're pretty confident in the towers we've got left for the last map. I feel like we're doing pretty well. So, yeah. Because that mortar did help us out quite a bit with the Alchemist. So I feel like it would be just a bit of a waste of time if we got to the last map and didn't really end up using the mortar anyway, you know? Yeah, screw it. We'll just ignore that. Camo leads, no problem. First BFB. Also not a problem. Didn't even get out of the first crater. That's what I like to see. This whole map, right? On the surface, this map is a pain in the ass because of all the craters and you can't get great access to it. But once you start realizing that this map is sort of tailored towards military monkeys, that's when you start to realize that, like, hey, this isn't too bad of a map. Ceramics don't get as far as I thought they would. It's beautiful. It's like we're watching this video together. I feel like more of a viewer rather than a participant. I'm just kind of chilling, being like, yeah, we're doing well. Alright. Instead of that, I'm just gonna skip to any point in time where we have any problems, or until we get Apache Prime and just absolutely destroy this. So, see you then. And that is a problem. Okay. Round 76, massive regrow farm. Absolutely huge regrow farm. Good thing is, we have an easy fix. And then we can just pop this guy right back down. And that should be fine. Holy shit. The difference. The absolute difference between being on the brink of losing and just insta-kill. That is beautiful. Alright, Apache Prime, which means we've won. We probably could have been able to do this without using the mortar as well, because sadly, regardless of how little we used the mortar, we are still gonna lose it after this match. Which, you know, kinda sucks, but it's extreme mode and it's never been said that it's fair. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's never been said that extreme mode is a fair game mode, so we can't really complain about that one. Anyway, at the very least we won this with only 3 towers, which means we have the Ninja, the Ace, the 2 the 2 water-based monkeys, the Glue Gunner, and the Ice Monkey to finish off the last map, Spillway, which is pretty damn good in my opinion. Pretty damn good indeed. Alright, round 80. How quickly do we destroy it? First crater. First frickin' crater. Alright. So, as it will show now, we've only got 6 monkeys remaining, and we're onto the last map. Let's do it. Onto the last map, and I'm onto my last slice of peanut butter sandwich. My last slice? Yeah. Yeah, that's the right word. Okay, so like I said, Ninja Plane, 2 water-based monkeys, Ice Monkey, and a Glue Gunner. Now, Ninja is important because it starts off really well here, right? Because the balloons do have to do multiple loops of this little intersection? Yeah, we'll call it an intersection. A little roundabout you got in the middle here. So, it doesn't let a lot of balloons through. There will be some that leak, that's to be expected, but not now. Now that we've got Ninja Discipline, there shouldn't be many leaks, especially now that we're past round 4 as well. Should be very nice to us. And then once we get the Ninja Start up and running well, we just need to focus on lead popping power, which I have an idea about. Because we've got a lot of towers that can pop leads really well. However, not exactly the greatest positions to put them in. So we'll see which one works the best on round 28, I guess, because I think Ninja could probably solo up until then if we give him double shot. I want to find out. Okay, it's starting to get a little away from us here, so we'll buy the lead popping power now. So, what is the cheapest, preferably, and also most effective lead popper here? If we put the glue gunner here, we do seem to reach into the middle, which isn't bad. And we'll be able to coat a lot of balloons in the glue. We'll pop definitely leads, but that's probably all it's really good for. The plane, while it can pop leads with its bomber race thing, not having it aligned over the middle of the map exactly is going to be a bit tough. So that leaves us with the ice monkey, which is an absolute joke at this point. And one of the water-based towers. Now, we do have enough to remove one of these, leaving us almost $2 grand to sort out lead popping power. And it will be able to hit the middle of the map. So, I'm thinking sub probably has the cheapest lead popping power, as it's a cheaper tower, and it's still 2 upgrades away, same as the boat. So, we'll try this. And we'll put down our sub right about there. We go heat tip darts. And considering it's basically seeing the majority of the map anyway, I think it's safe to say we could probably give it twin guns and not really worry too much. Alright, so let's do that. That should help us out with round 27, and round 28 should be much easier as well. So we'll see. Oh yeah, it's like having another ninja, except one that's throwing 1,000-degree shurikens. Perfect, and now the true test. Bang, 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 bang. Beautiful, beautiful. Airburst would just put the icing on the cake, so let's do that. Right, now we need, what do we need? We need camo lead popping power, which won't be too hard to get by round 59. Worst case scenario, we can throw down a frickin' boat, like here, and get it pretty easily. But until then, I want good old regular popping power. You know? I want to be able to just fuck up these balloons good and proper, regardless of their regular color. You know? I'm looking for fuck up ability of regular balloons. I'm an equalist. You know, we've been focusing solely on the specialized balloons now. Let's focus on the regular part of the population. Sounds fair to me. Although very sadistic. Anyway, we're going for never miss, because getting a Spectre, in my opinion, is never a bad idea. Even when you think it's a bad idea, it's probably not. It's probably your lead up to it, or the actions you've taken after it, that's been the bad idea. Which, I must admit, has happened to me a lot, so I speak from experience. Never miss. And just giving it camo detection makes it that little bit better, because once you get it to Spectre level, it can pop whatever the fuck it feels like. Rather than being limited to regular non-camofied balloons, which can hinder it quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, also increases the damage a hell of a lot when you go top path instead of middle, but this one's more of a safety precaution. Like that. So, what do we go for next? See, this is the tricky part. We'll see how we go with round 40. We do have options available to us, if we need them. Because we've got a bunch of good options right now. Because at the moment, our damage is actually pretty good, you know? We're not struggling yet. How's the Moab? The Moab's probably going to be the biggest struggle. Yeah, and another loop. And that's what I thought. Okay. Struggle on the Moab, which means we have two options. Two main options. No, three main options. We can either get Balloon Jitsu, which I'm sure will, what? Change 2 to 5. So that's a 150% increase in damage. That's pretty damn good. Or we can get Triple Guns, which is, what? A 50% increase in damage, technically. Enhances ballistic missile and plutonium reactor. Yeah, so, yeah. Wait, no. That's... Yeah, okay, so yeah, it'll be a 50% increase in damage. So technically, Ninja upgrade's stronger, or we could go for the ballistic missile, which, just with those words alone, I don't know how much extra damage it would deal, but presumably a lot. I'm going with Balloon Jitsu. because I know the ninja loves me and I love it back. So much faster kill. Only made it through... Ooh, shit. I hit sped up instead of escape. Yikes. 10 lives left. That was scary. Let's go with the missile. And Bloon Jutsu. Why did I think that was a one or the other situation? I am a little bit dumb. Bang, 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 bang. Pop it now. And finish it off. Bang, bang. Ooh. I feel like we can get that. I feel like we can get that. Could you imagine if triple guns was actually a better answer? I feel like it could be. Scarily, it could be a better answer. We'll see how we go. We keep it on slow. Because as we all know, we've got a better chance of winning if it's slowed down. And weirdly enough, I wish I could say that was just a joke. It is in fact a fact. Ha! Done. But yeah, I don't know why that's the case, but you legitimately have a better chance of beating a round if it's slowed down rather than sped up. I don't know why. It just happens to be a thing. Alright, so now we play the game of saving up $20,000, roughly. $20,000. Ceramics are a pain. I stand by that statement, but luckily the missile's actually doing very well. I'm glad we didn't buy twin guns. Don't get me wrong, APD darts also does a bit more damage to cerams, to my knowledge, but I feel like the missile does more. Okay, so if we can just get a nice, good amount of $20,000, we'll be perfect. We'll be absolutely perfect, and we won't even need the other towers. Which would be hilarious. Could you imagine if we got through all this and we only needed 3 towers on the last map and I was just panicking like all hell for no reason? That's how I generally finish these extreme odysseys. Is I panic like all hell, I end up having like 15 extra choices on the last map to fully brace for the hardest level. And then, you know, I managed to get through it only using like 3 or 4 of them, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it just means I'm freaking out in like high sort of stress levels. Not in like a bad way stress, but just sort of like, oh, my homework's due in a week's time stress, you know? It's like it's there. It's in the back of your mind. You're thinking about it, but you're actively not really doing much about it. That's the sort of stress I'm talking about right now. I was actually surprised to learn that from my TAFE course, actually. They taught me... Oh, some balloons are getting through there. Not good, not good. 15,000. Not ideal amount of cash, but perhaps we can do something about that. First strike capability is a bit overkill. Caltrops is a bit underkill, but we'll see. Fuck it, it's worth a shot. If it works, then no problems here. But yeah, I was surprised to learn that from TAFE, is that they taught us that there is a good amount of stress one can have. I've always associated stress with negative, bad feelings and generally horrible associations, but yeah, no, that's not good. There is a good amount of stress, and supposedly there is a very fine balance between the right amount of stress and the right amount of like mental fatigue that you can go through. And if you manage to find that balance, then you're working optimally. The only problem here is that we need to place another tower of some sort. Ooh. This could be a risk. Let's place a boat. Because a boat is good popping power. Somewhat. What if we do this? Let's just see if it works, right? I don't expect it to. I definitely don't expect it to. But if it does, though. Right? You can see the potential. If this works and is able to burn enough balloons to make a difference, I guess you would say. I don't think it will. Oh, God, it's not. There's some balloons already down here. Intriguing. God damn. This is a toughie. This is a toughie. I think we are going to have to introduce another tower. Alright, let's try introducing the boat for real this time. Let's actually introduce it with good upgrades. That's a terrible spot. Up here is actually better, which surprises me. There we go. 3 at the top, 2 in the middle. Sounds good to me. It's expensive, but it's a hell of a lot more damage than Merchant Man does. Alright, so this is where we're taking things seriously now. And it's working? Hey, there we go. That's much better. Okay. That's another big chunk out of our Spectre funds, but hey, it's still possible to get it. It's not like we're completely eliminating the possibility of getting that Spectre now. We just really wanted to get it sooner rather than later. How much was this? 4,000. Actually, we can almost get the Spectre like right now. So originally I said we needed 20 grand for the Spectre. Now we only need 16. And we've just got it. So if this round proves to be a little too difficult for us, we don't really have to care. Yeah. Okay. But, you know, maybe my math is off by a little bit. We'll see. It is not. It is on point. Perfect. Alright. Spectre. Solo my problems for me while I rebuild the defense we had. Okay. This is actually great. We got the Spectre really early. I love that. Just because we are probably going to struggle a bit in terms of if we didn't have this Spectre right now. But considering we are still like early 50s, that's perfect for us at the moment. Because it means we can actually get our towers back in time to assist. Not actually do any damage. I'm not placing these towers to do actual damage. I'm placing them to assist the Spectre. That's the first thing I'm straight up doing. Not thinking about these guys actually saving the game here. They're just helpful little assets. In fact, nah, that's actually a waste of time. I was gonna go top path sub to remove camo property, but when you think about it, Ninja's got camos covered, Spectre's got camos covered. The only reason I'd really do it is if I bought the top path Spectre, but as usual, I bought the middle path out of safety. And so here we are. Alright, we are gonna crush this now. Holy shit, I had very low hopes up until this very point. But we're doing well. Look at that. Look at that. This is what I like to see. Spectre excels at crushing everything. If you dare compete with me on this, look at every other Odyssey video I've ever done. Over like the past month or two, I've probably used the Spectre the most out of all of it. Come on. Thank you. Good old Destroyer. And I've figured out a way to actually know how well we're doing on this map, even with all the chaos, is that you just really focus on one side, or like one little spot of the circle, and if you're seeing a lot of balloons flood past, it's probably a bad thing. Right? Rather than trying to keep track of each individual balloon and being like, oh, they've gone round once, oh no, never mind, they're popped, those two have gone round twice. Forget that. Focus on one point of the circle. Every single balloon will have to eventually cross that point 1 or 2 times. So if you see it cross it once, be wary, maybe slow the game down a little. If you see it cross it twice, definitely have your finger on the escape key and look out for the exits. or at least look out for balloons going the opposite way. And then, of course, if you see balloons coming down here, just hit escape and try again. Don't be that guy that's like, oh, maybe my sniper will hit it, or maybe my plane will hit it at the very last second. No, that's how you end up losing, seeing the continue or restart screen, and swearing profusely. Just don't bother. The second you see the balloons leave the middle of that circle and go back towards the spawn, just skip it. Alright, now we've got an aircraft carrier, which is even better. Even better. Turns out ice and glue, fucking useless. Ignore them. I should have brought an engineer and a spactory instead. Engineer and a spactory would have made this a hell of a lot easier of an Odyssey. But instead I brought the glue and the ice, thinking, you know what? Those are good towers. They were not great towers. And if you're wondering what we're getting next, most likely carrier flagship, because it buffs literally 75% of the towers on screen right now. Because if you don't know, carrier flagship buffs all water-based monkeys and planes. So that is a no-brainer to go for next, regardless of how good Sub Commander is at the same cost. Alright, but we're done. We're actually done. I don't see a way for us to fuck this up. I could probably figure one out if you gave me like 50 seconds. But at the moment, I think we're all good. I think we're all good. Whew. I must admit, this has been a long one. There's not going to be a whole lot of editing. I'm not going to lie, there's just way too many points in time where I've had to pause it, rethink my ideas, buy a new upgrade, buy a new tower, things like that. Usually I do try to edit down my Odysseys, but in cases like this, where it's quite a complex sort of scenario going on with the extreme mode and the towers that I've chosen happening to be quite shit, yeah. We're going to keep a lot of this in, just in case people are following it and using it as a guide. Usually I just throw the Odyssey out there for fun and be just like, yeah, fuck it, do it. But a lot of people, when I first started doing that, were just like, I don't have all the monkey knowledge. I couldn't really do this. And so I figured, yeah, fuck it. I'll try my best to do them without monkey knowledge from now. And so there are people out here watching specifically to follow along. And for you, my friends, I will happily talk through it. Are we good here? Spectre should have this. Yeah, okay. Ha! Screw you, regro balloons. Also, another thing is that while the ninja is great in this middle section, the glue gunner is also pretty damn good. Ice monkey, no idea what the fuck you want to do with him. Maybe icicle impale with top path, just so it can pop camo leads. But even then, up until that 5th tier bottom path, you can't really pop zebras or white balloons reliably, so I wouldn't even recommend that. Alright, but we're looking good. It looks like we'll maybe just get carrier flagship before the end of the game. Not that it makes much of a difference, but still, not bad. Ooh, can the Spectre solo this last group of Cerams? Intriguing. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh, yes it can. I say solo, it had some help from the ninja, but nothing else was able to help it there. And boom. Alright. Easy win. That's just guaranteed it. Okay, so we didn't end up using the ice or the glue gunner. Which, I mean, fair. And to be honest, I do believe that we didn't even need the mortar as well. So instead of completing this Odyssey with 15 towers, we could have completed it with 12, which is pretty damn impressive. Anyway, we've actually done it. We've actually gone and done it. And there it is. The old Vacation Odyssey is completed. Scary mo fucking Odyssey. No hero, so if you didn't already have the achievement, you're gonna get an achievement for it. And we used every single tower under the sun, except for these two. So, well played. And no powers needed either. Pretty nice. 200 monkey money. Very nice factory. And another 50 trophies. Go buy some sweet stuff in the trophy store that's... Wait, limited? How have I not got that? It's a good thing I checked this out. What does Ice Monkey do when not popping balloons? Builds awesome snow pets, of course. Limited time. So yeah, go and spend your trophies with all the limited time stuff. That's what I always do. Always got to buy the limited time stuff early, and then the rest you can just sort of let sit there. Okay, there we go. It looks like we're all good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video helped you out if you were looking for some help. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, thanks again. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.